Eren Yeager's story is not just one of war and titans. It's a reflection of our own lives. His battles are our battles, his struggles, ours. What does Eren Yeager really teach us? Let's dive into the life-altering lessons that Eren's journey reveals. Eren, a boy who dreamed of freedom, of a world beyond the walls. But as he chased that dream, he was forced to ask a question that haunts all of us. Are the goals we desire truly worth it? Lesson 1. The paradox of achieving goals. Eren always dreamed of the life beyond the walls. He believed it would bring him happiness, freedom, purpose. But when he finally broke free, what did it bring him? Nothing but eternal misery. His story makes us question the goals we tirelessly pursue. Will achieving them really bring us joy? Or like Eren, will we find ourselves lost, consumed by the very things we sought? Sometimes the dreams we chase are nothing more than illusions, leading us down a path of despair rather than fulfillment. Eren's realization is something we all face. The goals we work so hard for, the dreams we've held since childhood, when they come to pass, are they what we truly want? Eren teaches us the harsh truth. The reality of achieving our desires may be far darker than we imagined. Lesson 2. Determination and persistence. Yet, despite this darkness, Eren's journey also reminds us of the power of determination. Even when the odds were stacked against him, even when everyone doubted him, he never stopped pushing forward. His persistence in the face of impossible circumstances is a lesson to us all. No matter how bleak the situation, the strength to keep going is within us. But we must also be prepared to confront what lies at the end of that road. Lesson 3. The complexity of morality. Eren's choices constantly force us to reevaluate what it means to be good or evil. His actions, from fighting titans to leading a destructive rebellion, are morally ambiguous. In his world, the line between hero and villain blurs. Eren teaches us that morality is not a simple binary. The choices we make are rarely purely right or wrong. There is always complexity, and we too must navigate this complexity in our own lives. Lesson 4. The cost of ideals. Eren was driven by the ideal of freedom. He believed that breaking the chains of oppression would solve everything, but as he got closer to achieving his dream, the cost became unbearably high. The sacrifices, both of his own humanity and the lives of those around him, became almost too much to bear. This teaches us that chasing ideals can come with devastating consequences. The question is, are we prepared to pay that price? Lesson 5. The importance of freedom. For Eren, freedom was more than a goal, it was his entire existence. His obsession with it defined every decision he made. But what Eren teaches us is that freedom isn't just physical. Even after escaping the walls, he was still trapped, by duty, by responsibility, by the past. Freedom, true freedom, is a state of mind, and even when we think we've gained it, there are deeper chains that still bind us. Lesson 6. The influence of ideology. Eren's transformation didn't happen in a vacuum. It was the result of years of ideological conflict. From the propaganda within the walls to the revelations of the world beyond, Eren was shaped by the beliefs around him. His story warns us of the immense power of ideologies. They can mold us, shape our decisions, and even lead us down paths of destruction. In our own lives, we must be cautious of the ideas we allow to guide us. What we believe in can either uplift us or destroy us. Lesson 7. The burden of leadership. With great power comes great responsibility. As Eren's influence grew, so did the burden on his shoulders. The decisions he made no longer just affected him, they affected the entire world. He became a leader, but the weight of that leadership crushed him. Through Eren, we learn that being a leader isn't about glory. It's about making choices that no one else wants to make, and living with the consequences of those choices, no matter how painful they may be. Lesson 8. The nature of enemies. Enemies. We all have them, or at least we think we do. In the beginning, Eren's enemies were clear, the Titans, the oppressors. But as his story unfolded, those lines became blurred. His enemies weren't the monsters he thought they were human. Eren shows us that our enemies may not be as different from us as we think. Sometimes they're driven by the same fears, the same desires. The real question is, can we see through the hatred to understand their motives? Eren's life was driven by revenge, and we saw the destruction that came from it. His actions perpetuated a cycle of hatred that seemed impossible to break. His relentless pursuit of vengeance led to more death, more suffering, and ultimately more conflict. Eren teaches us that revenge is a trap. It doesn't end the pain, it only continues the cycle. And if we let it consume us, we may lose ourselves along the way. From the naive boy who swore to kill every Titan to the complex and conflicted man he became, Eren's transformation is one of the most powerful lessons he offers. His story is a testament to the fact that we are all capable of growth. But growth doesn't always mean becoming better. It can also mean embracing parts of ourselves we never knew existed. Eren's journey forces us to look inward and ask, how far are we willing to go to achieve what we believe in? Despite his immense power, Eren's journey shows us that no one can change the world alone. Even with the power of the founding Titan, Eren faced limits. His ability to influence events was constrained by forces beyond his control. This teaches us that no matter how powerful we become, we cannot carry the weight of the world alone. Collaboration, understanding, and shared responsibility are essential if we hope to make meaningful change. Eren's willingness to sacrifice himself for what he believed in is undeniable. But his story also warns us about the cost of such sacrifice. He gave up his humanity, his relationships, and even his peace of mind, all in the name of a greater cause. But at what cost? Eren teaches us that while sacrifice is sometimes necessary, it can also blind us to the people and things that truly matter. Lesson 13: The struggle for identity. Who am I? This question plagued Eren throughout his journey. Was he a hero, a villain, a savior, or a monster? His constant struggle to define his identity is something we all face. We are shaped by the expectations of others, by the roles we are given, and by the choices we make. Eren's battle with his own identity reminds us that self-understanding is perhaps the hardest war we will ever fight. Lesson 14: The complexity of freedom. Even after breaking free from the physical walls that imprisoned him, Eren found himself bound by invisible chains of responsibility, guilt, and the weight of his own decisions. His journey teaches us that freedom isn't just about breaking barriers. It's about confronting the inner walls that trap us, the walls of our own mind. Lesson 15: Disillusionment with reality. When Eren finally saw the world beyond the walls, it wasn't the paradise he imagined. Instead, it was filled with more suffering, more war, and more conflict. Eren's story is a reminder that reality rarely lives up to our expectations. Sometimes the world we long to see is far more complicated and far more painful than we imagined. Lesson 16: The price of ambition. Eren's relentless ambition drove him to the very edge of morality. His desire for freedom became an obsession, and that obsession destroyed everything in its path. Through Eren, we learn that ambition, unchecked, can lead us to make choices we never thought we were capable of. We must be careful not to let our ambition consume us. Lesson 17: The emptiness after achievement. Once Eren accomplished his goals, he wasn't met with joy, but with hollow emptiness. His journey serves as a reminder that sometimes the end isn't what we expect. Achieving everything we've ever wanted may leave us feeling more lost than before. Lesson 18: The ultimate question. Eren Yeager leaves us with the ultimate question: what are we really fighting for, and is it truly worth it? His life teaches us that the dreams we chase, the enemies we fight, and the ideals we cling to may not bring the happiness we hope for, but maybe, just maybe, it's the journey that shapes us, not the destination. Eren's journey is one of pain, transformation, and brutal truths. He teaches us that life's most important lessons aren't always wrapped in victory. They're carved into our hearts through struggle. In the end, Eren teaches us one undeniable truth: no matter how far we go, we cannot escape the complexities of our own humanity.